Hi guys, welcome back. A bit of a shorter video this time, and it's a video that I'd been putting off making just because it was a little bit sad. Now, I'd already explained this to Patreon supporters, but I got a few comments in other videos asking about our pine tree. And unfortunately, yes, our pine tree died last summer. So I'll explain about what happened to it, and hopefully others can avoid having their pine trees succumb to the same fate. This pine tree was already here when we moved into the house. Originally it would have been trained in the Niwaki style from a young age, that is, maintained in a compact shape with carefully pruned branches to create layered cloud-like pads, and for the trunk to bend at 90 degrees like that, like what you see in traditional Japanese parks and gardens. However, probably even before the house was abandoned more than 10 years ago, it was left to grow naturally. In the 5 years we've been living here, every autumn some of the needles brown and drop, and the following spring the tree is nice and green again. I think it is pretty normal for a pine tree to do this. Until last summer. Summer 2024 was hotter and longer than average, and also rained less. Towards the end of summer, the needles were browning as usual, and I thought nothing of it, so I don't have much video of the tree itself, as I was not really focusing on it. But then at some point I noticed more of the tree looked a lot browner than usual. I tried giving it extra water and Googled what could be causing it, and the potential diagnosis was not positive. So I called in an arborist who confirmed the worst. It had pine wilt disease and there was nothing that could be done. Pine wilt disease is caused by a microscopic worm called a pinewood nematode. It's spread by pine sawyer beetles, which carry the nematodes into healthy pine trees when they feed. Once inside, the nematodes block the tree's ability to move water, causing the needles to turn brown and the whole tree to die, often within just a few weeks. There's no cure once it's infected, so prevention is key. It was imported to Japan from North America. While Native American pines have developed resistance to it, Japanese pines have not, and the Japanese pine population has been devastated in many parts of Japan, including here in Ibaraki. In our case, the long hot dry summer probably weakened the tree, leaving it susceptible to beetle attacks. Unfortunately, I found out too late that pine trees have relatively shallow, wide-spreading roots, and also being in this, I guess, kind of raised bed probably restricted its root spread as well for its size. You can also spray insecticide to target the beetles in early summer, or use trunk injections, a special pesticide that can be injected into the trunk during winter or early spring. It spreads through the tree and protects it from infection for 2 to 3 years. I assume this is what they probably do in some of the more famous Japanese gardens and also in golf courses where you see some massive pine trees. On a more positive note, earlier this year I was visiting a local gardener nearby to pick up some logs for firewood, and the story of our pine tree came up, and he mentioned that he had one growing in the corner of his garden that I could take. So I did, and after cutting the dead tree down, planted it in a similar spot. I plan to shape this tree in the Niwaki style and keep it more compact than the last tree, so that should be fun to learn at least. It's been a few months now since I planted the new pine tree, and it's been doing pretty well so far. So So I'll keep looking after it, watering it, and when it gets to a suitable height, then I'll start perhaps shaping it. So I need to learn how to do that properly, but I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.